spooling. We are now spooling. Well, the thing is, does it get unspooled when it gets played back, or does the
Yes.
spool get cut?
No,
Ooh, okay.
Gets unspooled.
See, it's too bad they didn't get like right before when we were talking about all the stage shows, because I'm sure the people would love that.
Eh. You want to hear that? Come to my house.
Okay, I'm sure a lot of people will sign up for that. I won't even wear a mask. You're so friendly.
Terrific. And now we go to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our Facebook page and Destinations to Travel Facebook page. We're like white on lice. All right, let me go see if we're out on the internets, and then we can start this up.
You're black too, right? Because I know I'm
Yeah,
blue.
yeah.
You're black? Okay.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't go out. People are going to ask a lot of questions.
Now we got somebody on Facebook, so that's... Oh, we got 13.
Yes,
Yeah.
it might actually listen on YouTube or Facebook. I know I gave him the link.
Cool.
So, see. We will see. Hey, what shirt are you wearing? I'm going to ask you during the show, actually. Then I want you to, if you could stand up, I'd appreciate it.
Oh,
It
sure.
looks pretty cool. I mean, not
I
right.
gotta
I
put
mean,
pants
the show
on.
started. Are you Donald Ducking it? Be honest.
Yeah, I am. All right, hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We got a couple people in the chat. We're going to start this up. And as always, welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. You ready, Edward?
I'm ready to go. Let's
right.
roll.
That's it. Hopefully some music will play today.
I heard you actually hit something. I thought that was the beginning.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony from DisneyNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Hey, if you don't know, we are now streaming to multiple locations at the same time. So we're trying to make sure that anybody that wants to watch the show live can. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, and we're on a bunch of other places. So that is great. We're glad that everybody is here. John, unfortunately, is sick, but not sick with the COVID, allegedly.
Supposedly?
Allegedly, according to him. I don't know yet. I don't have a blood sample to verify that information, but I will.
Nice, getting his QR code, making him scan it before he gets on the pod.
I absolutely will. But our good friend Edward is here. He's our theme park expert, I would like to say, right?
Yeah. I mean, my dad's girlfriend's nickname for me is the Fast Pass guy, because apparently I'm a master at getting Fast Passes.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. All right. I would ask you typically, Edward, like what you did Disney, but I know you probably drove around the parks.
Yeah. I went to this weekend. I went to the Florida Mall, the Mall Millennia, and the 2 outlet malls. Checked out to see if the Disney stores were open. I was really hoping the Disney stores would be open. Obviously, they're still closed. Disney has kind of shut down everything, even with other places around Orlando opening up. So I have gone foot golfing at their golf course that's still open, the one that's next to Shades of Green.
Right.
And,
all right, so let's stop there. So what is the cost of foot golf?
$15. No cart, though. It's a walking path, so there's no carts allowed. You can't even rent one if you wanted to. But they give you a ball. It's 9 holes. And it's just like regular golf. You have par 5s where you're supposed to kick it in 5, and then you have par 3s. And you use a soccer ball in your leg instead of using a tiny golf ball and metal clubs. So same concept.
I'm assuming the holes are a little bit bigger since we're using a soccer ball.
Significantly, yeah. Significantly. But still, I mean, I've seen
They
a
still have
couple
sand
people...
traps and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, but during COVID, you don't want people like everybody touching the rake. So they tell people if there's a sand, if it goes in the sand trap, to just walk up, pick it out, and drop it out. As opposed to normally what you do is, yes, you'd go in and kick it. But the rule is when you're playing foot golf, you can't run up and kick it if it's in the sand trap. You can run up and kick on the fairway. You can run up and kick on the tee box. You can't do it on the green, and you can't do it in the sand trap.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And how long does a game of foot golf take?
Depends. I mean, we were with 6 people. So we were supposed to be like 2 groups of 3. So we obviously one group slowed down and one group sped up, and we just did all 6. And it took, I don't know, I've done it a couple times, couple hours, but like an hour and a half, I'd say. If it's just like you and, we had a father and son that were out there. There was another smaller group out there, and we just let them pass us. And I'm sure they tore through it in an hour. So it's really as fast as you walk or run through the course. But it's a good time. It's a great way to get some exercise and stay moving during COVID. You don't want to be on your butt all day and get some blood flowing. This is a fun, unique way to do it. And it's Disney, and I would say, in my opinion, Shades of Green has the best entrance to any of the hotels. The way it looks when you come in, you get a view like no other, where every other hotel is pretty flat, pretty stagnant. You can see it from a mile away.
So why the no golf court thing? Is that just COVID thing, or is that just all the time?
So the course it's on is a walk-only golf course. So they flip it between foot golf and regular golf, and either way, there's no cart. So if you play the longer courses, then you can use a cart because they have a cart path. On this one, you'd be tearing up everything because there's no cart path. That's why it's banned.
That's usually the reason I go golfing, is to drive the cart.
That's what I told the lady the first day. She didn't think that was very funny.
Golf cart and alcohol. I'm not there for the golf.
Yeah. Well, what they do is they require you to golf, to go in your own cart. If it's not somebody who's in your immediate house.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you and I went. Even though we're only 2, they would make you rent your own golf cart and me rent my own golf cart. That way we still maintain separation. It's kind of like during foot golf, too. It's not like we're all sitting there holding hands. Every time you kick, it goes every which direction, and you'll figure out yours and play one at a time.
Yeah. Well, in golf, I usually slice. I don't know how I would do in golf. Golf.
You'd be hanging out with people on the other hole. Well, we're all like kickball players, or some people played soccer or kicked in football. So, like, everybody kicked by and large. So. Right. And then I also drove up and down World Drive. Took a couple 20s out of the wallet, threw it on World Drive. Wanted to feel like I was back in the kingdom. Opened up my wallet for the mouse. So that
Why am I leaving with my wallet full? I feel weird.
Yeah, just that's one of the funniest jokes on The Simpsons at Universal is they don't let you leave an amusement park as long as you have a dime left in your pocket.
Just start swiping your credit card everywhere.
You just can I make a deposit to the mouse?
Right. It is very interesting. Nothing Disney. I didn't drive around this weekend.
No? Watch anything? See anything?
Watched some Disney Plus stuff. Yeah, I've been going back and trying to watch some documentaries. I finished watching all the Rise of Skywalker extras finally. What did I start watching? I started watching the documentary. Expanding the Marvel Universe and casting the Marvel Universe. So it's about how they made the Marvel Universe bigger, and then how they casted everybody to play their roles in the Marvel Universe. Pretty interesting little documentaries. I like the documentaries that they have out there. There's a Star Wars one too. I would tell everybody to go watch. But that's it. Stuck in my bunker. Watching Disney.
Have you seen all the Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say going back and watching all of them in order might be cool, but it sounds like you've already...
I did start that, too.
Okay. Nice.
That is in process as well. But
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good call. I mean, when I watched when the final Endgame came out, I watched it, then I went back, watched every movie in chronological order.
Right.
And then I went and watched it again, and that was kind of the end. And so anybody during COVID who's bored, I would recommend give that a shot and go through it in chronological order.
Right. All right, let's get on with the news. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go.
Whether you're planning a family vacation, romantic...
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
I'll do that part. All right, so in today's show, we have news about a message from a person I've never heard from until this year, the Chief Medical Officer of Walt Disney World.
Nice.
I had to go on her LinkedIn. I wanted to make sure she was a real person. And she's been with the company over 10 years, so I don't know what she's been doing the other 9, but now she actually has a job.
I think she was in PhotoPass.
Yeah, probably. Also, we have news about Disney Springs opening on May 20th, and I think a lot of people are excited about that. We have news about hopefully meetups still happening, some contests, and our headline news. All right, now you can get right into it there, Edward.
Jumping the gun.
Yeah.
So excited to talk about these guys. Destination travel. So whether you're
You
planning
don't
a
have to
family...
do that. Go right to the news part, the
Oh,
medical officer part. Yeah.
then that is the part I will go to. I'll pretend it's not.
Yeah.
A message about the Disney parks from Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pamela Heimel. As you may have heard, Disney's Q2 fiscal year 2020 earnings results webcast, our CEO, Bob Chapek, announced that the Shanghai Disney Resort will begin the phased reopening of Shanghai Disneyland on May 11th, an encouraging sign for Disney parks and retail locations all over the world. After so much time at home, I know many of you are eager to enjoy the magic of a Disney parks visit, and we can't wait to welcome you back. To that end, I want to share an update with you about our plans and considerations as we prepare for the reopening of our parks, resorts, and stores. At Disney, we're exploring phased reopening. We're looking at all of our locations and how best to begin the reopening process, including a gradual reopening and or partial reopening of certain locations. For example, the opening of our retail and dining locations prior to the opening of our theme parks. Physical distancing and capacity measures. As you can imagine, managing guest density in queues, restaurants, hotels, ride vehicles, and other facilities throughout the park and across the resort is our major focus as we implement physical distancing guidelines based on our guidance from health authorities, such as the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and appropriate government agencies. This will likely include implementation of guest capacity measures to comply with state and federal guidelines. We are also exploring ways to use technology to aid in these efforts, like with our Play Disney Parks app, through virtual queues at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Cleanliness and sanitation. We're planning of increasing cleaning and disinfecting, determining where this should take place, for example, in high-traffic areas, and the cleaning products and processes we use. Thank God they needed it. Screening and prevention support. We'll follow guidelines from the government and medical community regarding enhanced screening procedures and prevention measures, including those related to the PPE, such as face coverings. Some measures, like adding hand sanitizer and hand washing stations across our resorts, have already been implemented. Cast training. We're further emphasizing our strong culture of health and safety amongst our cast members, and we will continue to provide new training and reinforcement as we get closer to reopening. These are just a few of the examples of the many areas we are developing plans for. So please keep an eye on our online channels where we'll provide more details as we confirm and begin to implement our plans. Given the constantly changing global health environment, these practices may evolve as we consider the latest guidelines, but we will share more information with you as we look toward reopening. How does that statement make you feel from the lady you've never heard of?
Vague.
Yes.
Vague and no details.
Yes. I think you and I spoke about this, offline. There's a company who operates the number 2 theme park over in China, and they opened on May 4th. Disneyland Shanghai's opening May 11th. If you don't think the Disney personnel are looking at that with an eagle eye, you're crazy.
Right.
They're going to figure out what's working over there, what's not working over there, and most importantly, what they can bring over to our parks. Especially with Walt Disney World being as unique as it is. We have our locals, we have our domestics, and we have our internationals. And our internationals from Europe and England are completely different than our internationals from Brazil, as we know.
Yep.
So there's going to have to be a lot of thought put into it. The good news is with international travel banned, Disney really only has to consider locals and domestics, and they can kind of worry about the other part on the back burner.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I think, May 20th, we're going to talk about it, is our Disney Springs opening day. So that gives them a couple of weeks of data to analyze from Shanghai.
I think it'll be very effective if they do it in terms of fiscally, but I would really like them to actually open up a couple of the resorts early. If they could do that, then they could get a handle on the resort procedures, because you don't want to, flip the key, open the door, and open up the floodgates to problems everywhere, and now management's getting pulled in every different direction. I think if you can solve channels in a cascade and deal with them as they come up and put an eye on this, then an eye on that, then an eye on that, I think that's how you're going to get your best results.
Right. So, as we mentioned, Disney Springs is beginning to do a phased opening on May 20th. A phased reopening of Disney Springs will begin on May 20th, following the guidance of the government and health officials. A limited number of shopping and dining experiences that are owned by third-party operating participants will be open during this initial phase. No Disney-owned anything. The rest of Disney World Resort will remain closed. That includes all of its theme parks and resort hotels. So as they continue to monitor the conditions and the health of guests and the Disney cast members at the forefront of their planning, they are making several operational changes. Disney Springs will begin to reopen in a way that incorporates enhanced safety measures, including increased cleaning procedures, the use of appropriate face coverings by both cast members and guests, limited contact guest services, and additional safety for training for the cast members. While they will apply the learnings ideas from leaders in the health and travel industry, they are also taking in their unions as they prepare for some of the cast members to return to work, because obviously they get a say in things as well here in Florida. During the initial opening phase, Disney Springs will have limitation on capacity, parking, and operating hours. Given this unprecedented situation, we would appreciate everybody's patience and understanding as they navigate through this process as responsibly as they can. Additional protocols and procedures may be announced closer to the opening date. Please make sure that you check DisneySprings.com as we get closer to May 20th for the most current information on operating hours, locations, and safety protocols.
So are you going to be heading to Disney Springs on May the 20th? That's the $1 million question, Mr. Casanova.
I'm going to give it a shot. I got a face mask. I got plenty of, sanitizer lubricant.
Which one?
All of them. You pick a flavor or scent, and I have one. But I think they're going to do very limited. I think they're going to open up a couple places. They're going to have only one way in, one way out, only one parking garage open. If it was my guess, it would probably be orange because it has two entrances, so they can have, go in this way and go out that way, kind of thing. Some of the places I've heard that are opening are City Walk, the Polite Pig, Wolfgang. I've heard some of the shops, like I think Sephora is going to try and open.
Is Chicken Guy going to open? Planet Hollywood?
I don't think so. I have not heard yet.
Okay.
And I don't think Splitsville and Homecoming is going to also open. And I don't think Marimoto's is an iffy thing as well.
Raglan? I know a lot of people love Raglan.
I have not heard about Raglan yet, so it'll be interesting. To see how this all plays out. But yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see if I can go down there. I'd like to grab some dinner for the first time in 3 months.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we spoke a little bit about it earlier. I went to the couple malls around here and a couple outlet malls over the weekend, and that's one of the rules is going into any retail outlet. They have somebody at the door who's making sure X number of people are in there, and that's it. And then they also require you to wear face coverings.
Right.
So the only downside I would say to wearing face coverings is when I wear mine, people like to walk up close to me in stores and breathe on my neck.
Yeah.
When I don't have one, people treat me like a pariah, which is perfect. That's what I want. Stay away.
Yeah.
So I just hope people don't, hey, I have this. Now, we don't have to listen to everything else. We can just kind of clump together because we're covered. We're good. We have gloves on, whatever. That's the only thing. And like we spoke about a little bit earlier is like, there's one way in, one way out, but are they enforcing the one way in, one way out? Because from what I've seen everywhere I go, nobody enforces it. There's lines on the floor and the place leave it alone.
I think they'll have security or somebody saying, hey, you have to go that way to get in and you have to go that way to get out. I think they will. And
that'll be a success.
At least at first, until they get tired of saying it. And then it'll just be mad chaos. I found that if you cough, people will also stay away from you. I do that in Publix a lot.
Oh, and then they go around you?
Yeah. And then they disappear.
That's a good trick. I'm going to start using that.
Good shopping tip. That'll clear the aisle usually.
So where's the first place you're going to go to then? I mean, you named a couple places that you know are going to be open, but what is going to be
Well,
your
we're gonna
one?
go see our friends at Wolfgang Puck and Play Pig. We haven't seen our friends over there in a long time, the managers and staff and all that. So
Do a double dip, huh?
yeah, we're gonna see if we can go have dinner at both, or have drinks at one and dinner at another, or appetizer at one and dinner at another. Whatever, we'll figure it out. And probably even go over to City Walk to say hello to that staff over there too. So. Okay, hey, if you're not a Patreon, this is your chance. Go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast, where we have some great things for you to sign up for. Once you sign up as a member, we have different things that we like to give you as part of your membership, joining our little club and family. We have a new show for all Patreons at the $10 level, which is our Disney Plus News show. And that is where you get all information about Disney Plus and what's coming out and things that we recommend and all that kind of fun stuff. So you can make the most of your membership. We also have added a new $3 level show where that is ad-free. So you can join that and it has no ads, so you don't have to listen to this. And then we have a special $35 show, which gets you all of the 3 shows, so Extra Magic Hour, Extra Magic Hour, Disney Plus, and a Disney by the Number T-shirt each month, one of your size choosing. So go check that out at patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast.
What's that one you're wearing right now, Tony?
This is not one of them, but this is an old school. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, Walt Disney World.
Yeah. It's an old school.
Nice.
Still has the hat icon. That's how old it is. Oop,
wow. I remember that.
Yeah.
Blocking the Chinese theater.
Yeah. Yeah. This is an old school. I am trying, since I'm sitting at home doing nothing, I'm trying to wear all these shirts in my closet that I haven't worn in years. Not that anybody can see them, but at least I know that they've been worn now.
I mean, I gained about 20 on this COVID epidemic, so I'm not wearing any of my old shirts. They don't fit. I'm sticking with the stretchables.
You're into sweatpants and spandex?
Oh, I don't think the sweatpants will fit, so I got basketball shorts on.
Right. All right.
Well, it's time for magic.
Wait, no.
Or it's not.
Yeah. Last week we had a trivia question. Now let's see if you can answer this, Mr. Edward.
Okay.
What type of ticket did you need? What type of ticket did you need in 1972 to ride If You Had Wings? And please don't tell me you weren't born.
You heard enough of that today?
Yes.
I was going to say Z ticket because that's what John would say in this moment. But I'm going to go with If You Had Wings was a B ticket.
You would be wrong.
Well,
At
these things.
that time in 1972, it was free to ride.
Wow, trick question. That was
Trick
good.
question. That's correct. Yeah, I believe it was sponsored by the airline Eastern Airline.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember.
And then Delta.
Yeah,
after that.
That was Delta Wing thing. But Eastern, I think in 1972, that was a year after the park opened, and it was just free. It was just a sponsored attraction to try and get you to go take an Eastern flight.
Wow, and then it turned into Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correctamundo.
I wasn't around, but I sure remember it.
All right, this week's, we didn't get a correct answer for that, so not everybody knew that.
Yep.
Google, people. Google. Go Google it. This week's trivia question is this. Who sponsored the Monster Sound Show at Disney's Hollywood Studios? If you know the correct answer, send that to DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com.
I'm going to guess the dinosaurs from ABC.
No, that is incorrect.
Not the... I mean, I love the dinosaurs.
That is incorrect.
It's time for magic, Tony. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Shanghai Disneyland will begin phased reopenings starting today. In Shanghai, Disney took the first measured steps towards reopening in early March with the opening of some retail dining and entertainment experiences at Disneytown, Wishing Star Park, and the Shanghai Disneyland Hotel. Today, the residents of Shanghai and its neighboring provinces have returned to a more normal life, including at workplaces, schools, shops, restaurants, and entertainment destinations. Disney is excited to share that Shanghai Disneyland will be reopening today. As Disney welcomes guests back to the park, they will draw on learnings from the reopenings of Disneytown and Wishing Star Park, and we will implement new and enhanced health and safety measures reflecting the guidelines of our local health and government authorities. While some things will look a little different, know that the magical experience that awaits you at Disneyland Shanghai. Now more than ever, Shanghai Disney Resort is a special place for families and fans to create joyful memories and celebrate being together once again. Hopefully not too close. As Shanghai Disney Resort embarks on Disney Parks' first reopening, the rest of the Disney family at our other parks around the world are also busy preparing for their reopenings. When the time is right, they'll be able to once again welcome guests and explore and play, enjoy the lands of adventure, fantasy, tomorrow, and imagination together. Until then, stay safe, keep dreaming, and stay tuned for more Disney Parks news and stories from Shanghai Disneyland.
Yeah. All right, so when are you going?
I know somebody who is working on a project over in China, and I specifically asked him what it's like for him to get his work visa to go back over there, and what it would take for me to get a visa to go to Shanghai. Because trust me, if I could get off, if our projects went away at work and I would be allowed, I would 100% go over there, try out the new Pirates, try out Trauma for everybody. I feel like the way the Chinese government has control of their citizens, I trust their citizens a lot more than ours. I see a lot more people breaking rules over here. If you break rules over there, they just put you in front of a firing squad. Yeah, exactly. So, I would obviously
be in lose what are they have like a social point system, so you would lose your social points, right?
Really?
Yes, every citizen has a certain amount of points, and if you don't have enough like social points, then I think you can't go out, go to restaurants or,
What? So revert you into house arrest if you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. See,
that's crazy.
That's a communist country. We are not.
Yeah, I would not want to live there. No, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Don't want to live there.
Right.
But in terms of dealing with a global pandemic, I think they listen a whole lot better than us because we don't have the same type of consequences. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully soon we'll see you in Shanghai. Maybe wave to you.
I'll see you in Shanghai. Yeah, I think I was supposed to have a big trip this year to hit up Disney Universal Parks. Fortunately, that has been nixed.
All right. Speaking of other magic, discover Disney Magic Moments now in Disney Now. That is an app. So Disney is thrilled to share it's even easier way for kids to access some of their favorite Disney Parks content from home, while a whole new world of, see what they did there? A whole new world of Disney magic can be virtually experienced now in the Disney Now app. You can race around with the Parr family on the Incredi Coaster at Disney's California Adventure Park. You can sing a tale as old as time with Beauty and the Beast stage show on the Disney Cruise Line, or you can even watch the new Magic Happens Parade at Disneyland Park. Disney Now is a kids-safe app with the newest episodes and current seasons of your favorite Disney Channel shows. And there are dozens of games, so go check them out at Disney Now. I think you can do some of this online, too, if you can went to DisneyNow.com, too.
I saw the release of the Incredi Coaster, and I clicked on it because a lot of people were talking about, hey, you can VR these things and what have you. And honestly, you get better video and pictures from YouTube. The thing that irritated me is as soon as the Incredi Coaster started, because I've been on it, you hear Dash say, he's going to go get Jack.
Right.
And he talks through the launch, and you don't get that on Disney's version, but you get that on every other version. So I was like, okay, no thanks. I'm gonna listen to other people on YouTube.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, strange. All new Droid Depot app brings Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to life at home. This out-of-this-world app is available for free download on the App Store and Google Play and brings your BB series or R series Astromech droid unit from the Droid Depot at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to life for a galactic experience at home. Well, these droids can interact with elements of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now your droids can interact with you at home. For those of you who haven't built an Astromech droid unit yet, you're in luck. You can also channel your inner droid builder in an all-new virtual experience where you can build a digital droid and create a whole new virtual collection of droids. Join the Resistance when you sync up your Droid Depot astromech unit. Every Jedi, Sith Lord, and Rebel alike will be able to program their droids, customize them by name, see their profiles, and pilot them on a virtual path around their home, activating sounds and maneuvers using the app. From the youngest Padawan to the most knowledgeable Jedi, there are also adventures that await you in strategy mode. Here you'll be able to play a game of tic-tac-toe with your droid in both easy and difficult modes. The Droid Depot app is available in the US and Canada and can be downloaded for free on the App Store or Google Play. For the first time, direct from a galaxy far, far away, pre-built versions of BB-8 and R2-D2 interactive remote controllers from the Droid Depot at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will be available while supplies last on shopdisney.com. So, Tony, where is your droid?
I have the real one. I have the Sphero R2-D2.
What's that? What makes it...
Sphero made the first thing they made was a BB-8, and then which you can remote control with your phone, and then they came out with the R2-D2. So I have the R2-D2. Mine's real. It's metal. It's about yay high, and it can zip around my house. But this app is kind of lame if you don't have a droid. I mean, you can make different combinations. You know, you pick an upper body and a lower, an upper thing and a lower thing. But that's it. It doesn't do anything unless you actually have a droid. So I just play with my R2-D2. Way more exciting.
Yeah. I haven't done this, and I wouldn't do this because originally you weren't allowed to use them in the park, which was stupid. Before at least was supposed to be the point of it. Yeah. And it's the same thing with the lightsabers. It's like you can buy a lightsaber, but you can't even have it out.
Yeah.
Forget about you couldn't even have it strapped to you and walk around with it and look like a Jedi. Yeah. So, that was why I bought all the Harry Potter stuff, but I didn't buy any Jedi stuff. However, my friend was going to come at the end of April. Him and his wife were going to come and do it. And I said, hey, I can tag along for free, so add me to that list. And I was just going to do it just to get the experience and see what it was like. And obviously COVID ruined that. So hopefully whenever they do decide to come back, I'll get to experience that and see what that's about.
I want to say the last time I was there in Galaxy's Edge, they were allowing the kids to play with the droids. You know where the two speed racers are?
When you come in from the Muppet side to the right?
You come in off of Grand Avenue. You come in that way, and on the right-hand side, like you come just around the corner, there's like a soda stand selling the the detonators. Just past that, on the right-hand side, there's the two speeders sitting there. Well, they were letting kids play with their droids in that little caged area.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But there should be a place in Galaxy's Edge that, yes, you can play with, battle other droids, have fun with them there. And there should be a place that you can go and whip out your lightsaber.
Yeah. Well,
let me rephrase that. There should be a place that you can take your lightsaber that you pay $200 for and use it somewhere in Galaxy's Edge.
See, I'm torn. I don't like them allowing you to use it because daily you're going to get two idiots fighting with each other, and sometimes they're going to know each other and sometimes they're not. The one thing that I have a huge problem with is their argument against people being able to wear Jedi robes and that you can buy there, or anything without a face covering, have the lightsaber on you, any of that.
Well, now we're all going to have face coverings.
Yeah, exactly. Is that, you'll be mistaken for a cast member. And it's like they've been doing this in Hogsmeade over at Universal for over 10 years, and they don't have any issues, and you buy the exact same stuff. So what's the problem?
What if I wore a Darth Vader mask? Would they say, hey, you can't wear that mask? You didn't say what? You said wear a mask. I have a mask.
You would somehow have to do a mask, glasses, and a hat that all fit together and made it look like a helmet, but they were all three individual pieces because they can't possibly stop you from wearing the mask that you have to wear, the glasses and the hat.
How about if I wear my Buzz Lightyear mask?
I mean, that brought you from COVID. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Hey, if you have it, wear it.
I do have one.
You do? For you, your actual use, and you can hit the button and...
No, I don't have that one. I have a Buzz Lightyear mask.
Oh, no. You gotta get a suit that makes you look like Buzz, and then get a fish tank helmet that activates spring loaded. And now Tony is going to get probably a Buzz mask. So for those of you who are not on the live show, time to go to Facebook. Check it out. Oh, yep, that's what he has. He has a plastic Buzz face shield that you'd see kids use at Halloween in order to get candy. Or you could also use it to rob a bank and never be found.
See, so will this be a good will this be a good mask to wear?
So if you haven't seen Mr. Robot, you look like part of this group called F Society, which is like the group of like hackers, and they all wear stuff like that when they talk to the public. It's this creepy, smiling, fat-faced jolly dude. But I mean, I don't think you're gonna be allowed to wear that. But I really do think it would be cool if you had the Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, helmet.
That would probably work. I don't see how they could stop you from doing that.
Yeah. All right, hey, the Walt Disney Board had a meeting, investors meeting last week, and some interesting things came out of this. First, one of them is that the Walt Disney Company Board decided to forego the next semi-annual cash dividend. So I think this is the first time since I've owned Disney stock that I haven't gotten a dividend. So
are you surprised?
No, I am not surprised. They don't have any money to give us. Here's your annual pass. It's free. Go here. Go take that.
Yeah. It's like you said earlier, though. Like Lynn Testa made a great point on his podcast about not only are they not taking payments in now, but all the payments have been delayed even farther out. So they're not just going like, let's say 3 months without payments. They're going 6 months without payments.
Yeah. All right. So the Walt Disney Company Board announced that it will forego the payment of the semi-annual cash dividend for the first half of the fiscal year of 2020, given that significant operational and financial disruption caused by the COVID-19. The board action is one of several measures that the company has taken in the wake of the pandemic, including reducing capital spending, God help us for the 50th, cutting salaries, cutting senior management, making difficult decisions to furlough employees, and by not issuing a semi-annual dividend, the company will preserve about $1.6 billion in cash based on the 88-cent share previously paid to stockholders in January. Whoa. So that 88 cents that some of you got was worth $1.6 billion to the company.
Well, they better put that into Ratatouille and Guardians of the Galaxy because I want to ride some new stuff.
They better put it in a high savings account that's going to get them $1.6 billion in interest.
A high-yield mutual bond?
Yeah, exactly. So here are some forward-looking statements. Certain statements and information in the investor communication deemed to be forward-looking statements. So we're going to talk about some things that they're doing that they're calling forward-looking statements. I'm not going to give you all the legal jargon, blah, 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 blah. Actual results may differ materially from the expressed or implied. That's even more legal jargon. All right. So changes in domestic and global economic conditions and competitive conditions and consumer preferences. This is some of the things that they're doing, as well as developments from some of the beyond the company's control. Adverse weather conditions and natural disasters are things that they can't control. Health concerns, international, regulatory, political, military developments, technology developments, and labor markets. Each of such risks include the impacts and is amplified by the COVID-19 and related mitigated efforts. Such developments may affect entertainment, travel, and leisure, and business generally, and may, among other things, affect the performance of the company's theatrical and home entertainment releases, the advertising market for broadcast cable television programming, demand for their products and services, construction, we're talking to you, 50-year anniversary, expenses providing medical and pension benefits, income tax expenses, the performance of some or all of the company's businesses, either directly or through impact on those distributed products, and achievement and anticipation of the benefits of the TFCF transaction. And I am not sure what that is. I am not a legal expert.
Yeah. It's pretty rough when Disney Legal's the one writing statements for things, and just kind of shows where we're at. Where I mean, think anybody should be complaining that they're not getting their 88 cents per share for Disney stock. I mean, everybody knows the score. We just need to get through this and give Disney as much money as they can to invest in the 50th, and hopefully that'll draw people back in.
Yeah. I mean, they made some interesting statements, about it was like a 1-point-something $8 billion loss, being the parks closed. They talked about Shanghai, actual capacity of, which is shocking. They never talk about how many people they can cram into a park ever. Ever. If you can go find a financial report that has capacity or how many people were in the park, it doesn't exist. Trust me. As the Disney by the numbers guy, I've looked. It does.
You got to get a best friend who's high up in the company to who's.
You need somebody to hack Iger's laptop.
Yep.
That's where you're gonna get that information, or some Disney server. But yeah, they made some interesting statements, and we'll have to see how everything is going to evolve, and what we are going to see or not see in the future.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they say, hey, we're going to only allow X number of people in a park. And then people say, well, what percentage is that? Da-da-da. And they have to say, oh, that's only 25%. And then boom, well, we'll have our numbers. So I hope people push for it just for a selfish reason, because I'd really love to know what the capacity of the parks are. Right. But only time will tell if Disney has to actually disclose that, or if they can just internally, privately let Reedy Creek know, since Reedy Creek owns everything and Disney owns Reedy Creek.
Right. Yep.
Taika Waititi to direct and co-write new Star Wars movie. We've intercepted a transmission from a galaxy far, far away. Academy Award winner Taika Waititi, who recently won Best Adapted Screenplay for Jojo Rabbit and directed the widely acclaimed first season finale of the episode of The Mandalorian on Disney+, will direct and co-write a new Star Wars feature film for theatrical release. Joining Waititi on the screenplay will be Academy Award nominee Christy Wilson Carnes, who won a BAFTA award for Outstanding British Film of the Year on the 3-time Oscar-winning film 1917. Man, there's lots of awards being thrown around.
Yep.
In addition, the Star Wars adventures will continue on Disney Plus as Emmy-nominated writer Leslie Headland is currently developing a new untitled series for the streaming service. Headland will write, executive produce, and serve as showrunner for the in-development series. The project joins a growing list of Star Wars stories for Disney's streaming platform, including Disney legend and primetime Emmy Award nominee Jon Favreau's Mandalorian, now in post-production on Season 2, and 2 previously ordered series, one based on Cassian Andor, played by the Critics' Choice Movie Award winner Diego Luna, prior to the events of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and one following the adventures of Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by the Satellite Award winner Ewan McGregor, between Star Wars Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars A New Hope.
Nice.
Lots of awards. Lots of winnings.
Yeah.
Are you going to check out the show? I know you have Star Wars Plus.
Yeah. I check out everything. I like to check it out, see what they... If it's interesting, I'll play along. If it's not interesting, out it goes.
That's a good way to be. I mean, it's nothing that'll draw me to start Disney Plus.
I paid for it, right?
Yeah. How much is Disney Plus?
I don't even know.
Did you get the deal?
Did you
get the deal from?
I got the D23 Expo deal. I got 3 years for pittance.
Yeah, it's like $6 or something. Because I tried to get that. Once I heard about it, once I heard you guys on the show talk about it, I jumped on and tried to get it, and it was like, no thanks. So that's the only reason why I didn't get it. But.
Yeah. That's the only reason I have it. Because I paid for it. Hey, starting on May 20th, the ABC is now going to air The Wonderful World of Disney, returning to network television. Wow. So get your popcorn ready. ABC, The Wonderful World of Disney, is returning to the airwaves for several consecutive Wednesday nights beginning May 20th. 4 fabulous, beloved titles currently available on Disney Plus will be shown in primetime on ABC, beginning with the broadcast and the world debut of Disney's Academy Award winner nominated film, Moana. You're welcome. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please check your local listings. Additional titles will include Marvel's Thor, The Dark World on May the 27th, And then the Oscar-winning film Up and Disney's from Disney Pixar on June 3rd. And then Disney's Big Hero 6 will be on Wednesday, June 10th. So this is all part of Disney's Magical Moments. So, like I said, we talked about this a little bit on the Disney Plus show on Patreon, but it'll be interesting because, normally, like, Walt came out and told us, hey, welcome to the Wonderful World of Disney. So it'll be interesting if they have somebody doing this. Is this going to be Chapek or Iger? Or they can bring Eisner back?
It's interesting that they didn't name a person, which makes me think that it is going to be internal.
Yeah, probably.
If it's Taylor Swift, let's say, they're going to say, hey, this person to try to draw on audiences. But them not saying anybody, you'd think it's got to be someone internal. But, I'm just interested with the words 4 fabulously beloved titles followed by Thor the Dark World. Not at the top of my fabulously beloved title list.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe somebody's. Maybe it's Iger's favorite film.
Right.
Don't know. I know he loves Ample.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see.
Walt Disney World no longer allowing dining and event reservations for June. As of this Saturday, 2 days ago, the Walt Disney World Resort website is no longer accepting dining reservations for June dates, with the exception of some locations in Disney Springs. Also unavailable are tickets for after-hours events, dessert parties, and special event experiences like Savvy's Workshop through the end of June. With Disney Springs reopening on May 20th, reservations for most dining locations there are continuing to take on dining reservations for June dates and beyond. On Friday, Walt Disney World stopped taking hotel reservations for June dates, with the earliest possible arrival now being July 1st. Tony, I'm scared. Hold me.
Okay, so if you go to our Facebook page, so it's facebook.com/Disney Podcast, we have a survey there where you can guess the day that Disney World and Disneyland are going to open, and we have some nice swag that we're going to give away for your votes. I am still saying August. I'm sticking to that.
I'm way wrong. I said it'd be open before Memorial Day.
Yeah, that was everybody's guess. Somewhere between Memorial Day and July 4th was everybody's guess. But I don't know. I'm not betting on that. I'm really thinking more like August. That's my bet. But I would all suggest you to go to the Facebook page, sign up, get your vote in, because you can win some cool swag. And all of you that voted for June 1st are now out of the race.
Well, it's interesting.
Wait, they're saying dinner reservation, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, so this is exactly. So the way it's written, right? It's like dining reservations, special events, special dessert, all these special things. Yeah. Not having them June. Well, that makes sense. They don't have analytics on it. They don't know how many they can let in or not let in. They don't know how comfortable people would be. They don't know how the procedure is going to go. Fine. Right. What really puts the nail in the coffin for me is stop taking hotel reservations. I can't imagine you're going to stop taking hotel reservations and you're going to have nobody in your hotels, but you're going to open the parks before the hotels. That to me does not make a lot of sense. It's a lot easier to open up a hotel and deal with its challenges, as there are already tons of hotels that are opening. Drive up and down 192. I can tell you there are hotels that are opening again, and you can see how those procedures are being done, what works, what doesn't. Right. You can't see that with theme parks unless you go over to the Far East. So,
and from what I know, from what I've heard from the hotels that are open, is there are no mini bars. Mm-hmm. There are no
single serve,
no coffee makers. Mm-hmm. There is no housekeeping. There is no valet, and there is no bell services, and there's no check-in.
There's no check-in.
You do it on an app, and you get. Right. I don't know how you get a key. I mean, most hotels can give them to you. The bigger hotel chains obviously can give them to you electronically on your phone, but I don't know how the smaller chains are doing it or the mom and pop chains are doing it. But there's no human contact now in a hotel. Yeah.
But I like how you laid that out, right? Like you laid out there are procedures that are being done. There's protocol that's being done and it's working. Right. So why not accept hotel reservations, even for one hotel? Yeah. But because, when I went after they closed the parks, I went during that weekday where, I went every day. And I talked to a couple people, and especially one server was really informative. And she said, a lot of people are just domestics, and they know that everything's going to shut down, and they're looking for a way to get away just for a little bit, just for a time being, have a little bit of a break, a little bit of normalcy. And are you telling me people wouldn't want to do that at Disney? Of course there are people with money who would want to do that at Disney. Question is, do you want them here if they're not from the state and they don't know how to follow the rules of the state?
Right.
So there is a balancing act, but it's a little shocking. July 1st, first day for Res.
So I know they Hilton Orlando, and I believe that's the one on International Drive, hosted first responders. So if you were firemen, policemen, or whatever, they were hosting them, I think in batches, not all at one time, obviously. But they could sign up, and they got, I guess, a couple nights free. And I think they were doing that just to test some of their procedures. They're like, hey, these guys are on the front line anyway, so let's just give them something nice. We can figure out what works and what doesn't work, and then they can give us feedback, and then they can fine-tune that. So I think that was a win-win for, I think, everybody involved. But yeah.
Absolutely. They're the medical experts, right? Short of grabbing everybody from the CDC and forcing them to stay in your place, I mean, paying back the people in your community who are doing God's work is as good as it gets.
Yeah. And I know the Four Seasons in New York City was hosting, all the medical workers and first responders, anybody that did not want to go home and infect their family. They were hosting them, and they came up with a whole bunch of policies and procedures. And from what this article said, damn that in here, from what this article said is that they were getting calls from all the other hotel chains, Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, saying, hey, tell us how you're doing this. So we can copy it. If it's working for you, tell us how you're doing this so we can, copy this and, use this in our hotels.
Absolutely. So. It's an organic process. And the thing is, like, each locality also will have its own things. Like, what you deal with locals is different than what domestics, which is different with internationals. And that's a very unique thing to our situation. So ours will ever be evolving. It's just people need to be aware. And when people do come, they need to respect the rules and understand that they're in place for a reason.
Right. All right. So, no, damn that. So talk about food reservations. Now Walt Disney World Resort is only accepting hotel reservations for arrival July 1st and later. The Walt Disney World Resort updated their website on Friday, and now it's only accepting hotel reservations for arrival dates of July 1st or later. Previously, the resort was allowing guests to book vacations for June arrivals. The travel information page on Walt Disney World website that contains timely information regarding the COVID related to closures now in states in part.
You can't even see it on video. It just looks like you're slapping yourself.
I know. Walt Disney World theme park and Disney resort hotels are currently closed. A reopening date has not been identified. And for guests who are interested in modifying their existing travel dates for making a new reservation or future vacation reservation are currently available for travel dates July 1st and later. As always, guests are able to modify these bookings if Walt Disney World Resort opens before or after that time. And as before, Disney is waiving any charges or cancellation fees for existing reservations with arrival dates through June 30th. So if you had a reservation, you want to push it out to July and roll the dice, my dear friends, you can do so with all your fees waived. So
nice. I just thought of something. I have a Silver Pass, and if Disney's first day open is a day that Silver's blacked out,
I think they're going to waive that. I have a feeling they're going to waive that.
You think they're going to do like a SeaWorld type protocol where they're bumping everybody's pass up a tier?
No. Okay. That would be a horrific loss of money.
Yeah, not really, because no one was going to spend more anyways, and I don't think throughput is going to be there anyway. So
they're not going to give you more.
Well, more people will come if they bump up everybody's pass, which means more F&B and more merch. And less complaints, less giving back money. I don't know. Man can dream. Crews return to perform essential work.
I like the premise, but it's not going to happen at Disney.
Yeah.
If they bump me up to Club 33 level, then yeah, I'm in.
If they bump you up to Club 33 level, I'm in too. We're having a meetup. Crews return to perform essential work on Disneyland Resort construction projects. According to the Orange County Register, the Disneyland Resort has brought in a limited number of construction crews to perform work related to the Avengers Campus and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway projects. Yeah, I'm sure that's essential. Disney's chief financial officer, Christine McCarthy, shared this during the week's earning report. Disney has paused most construction projects. Cast members, Imagineers, and contractors, however, will work to protect the Avengers Campus project from weather and receive steel deliveries for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Where do you think that steel's coming from? Avengers Campus, the new land at Disney's California Adventure, has been scheduled for a July 18th opening. However, with construction stalled and the parks closed, that date is unlikely. Some have thought the Runaway Railway attraction, which is scheduled for a 2022 opening at Disneyland Park, might be canceled due to budget cuts following the COVID-19 pandemic, but the steel delivery could be a sign that the project will proceed. No work is currently being done on the in-progress Haunted Mansion, Snow White Scary Adventures, and King Arthur's Carousel refurbishments. Tony, are you taking a trip to California to see Avengers Campus?
No, not yet.
I might this year because I had trips planned, so I might just go over there because I haven't done the Tower of Terror thing that they changed for Guardians of the Galaxy. That's I went like a couple months before that opened, so I need to go back.
Yeah, I do too. I haven't been in a couple years. All right, Disney has removed the flower beds from the Epcot Flower Festival since.
Oh no!
Since it's gone and it's been closed.
It's not coming back.
Yeah, in recent weeks, there have been a lot of aerial photographers that have shown images of Walt Disney World, and now we're seeing that all the seasonal changes taking place at Epcot. These photographs show that Disney worked on removing the flower beds intended for Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't have employees running around trying to water this stuff for nobody.
Yeah. Well, at that point, they must have decided, hey, we will not be open before June. That's when the festival ends. We're done. But my argument would be leave it open through the summer, run it into Food and Wine. It'll draw people in who didn't get to see it because it was hardly open. Mm-hmm. 2, it wouldn't be all put up for a complete waste. And 3, Epcot draws in the locals anyway. We both know that's the locals' favorite park. So leave it up for them. You know, I don't see the harm in leaving up plants.
They have to get watered.
That's
The 2020 season started on March 4th and was originally intended to run through June 1st, but the pandemic took place and subsequently temporary closure of Disney parks added the season short. The festival only ran for 12 days. They must be so excited. Epcot was full of delightful flower arrangements, character topiaries, food kiosks, and musical entertainment. All gone.
Did you go?
No.
You didn't?
I didn't make it.
Wow. I went either 4 or 5 days. I don't remember if I went 4 days or 5 days, but I was lucky.
Yeah. The recent aerial photos show a status update for Disney followers. You can follow them on Twitter, all that stuff. It's unfortunate that the 2020 Flower and Garden Festival season was cut short. Didn't even get started, really.
No, absolutely not.
Ensuring the safety of Disney guests by issuing a temporary closure was necessary protocol to follow during this pandemic. The Walt Disney Company is planning and discussing possible changes in the future. Many are hopeful to return to the festival in 2021. We'll see if it comes back in 2021.
Oh, don't. Come on, Tony. Don't do this to me.
Maybe it'll be like that damn festival jinxed us.
Oh, they better be coming back. I mean,
I prefer the arts
better be talking
festival.
about Food and Wine.
I don't know. I don't know.
So my favorite vlogger I watch, Disney vlogger, that's her least favorite. And hearing her criticisms, I kind of agree. It's beautiful food. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think the food tastes any better than Food and Wine, and it's really expensive comparative to the other festivals. So
right. All right, Edward, you ready for some headline news?
If you got the sound effect, I'll talk.
And now, the headline news.
Mickey Mouse themed Ray-Ban sunglasses will add Disney magic to your summer style that nobody will see because you'll be in your house.
These are actually finally nice. I think Ray-Ban is finally getting the message that they need to make them nice. Mm-hmm. They're a really nice pair of glasses.
Yeah, they're sharp. They're kind of sleeper. I mean, that's what I like when it comes to like Disney stuff. I don't want it to be, popping off the page. I don't want it to be in my face. If I'm going to wear Disney stuff, I want it to be like, this. I want it to be like, okay, what is that? Like it could be kind of anything. So I saw those. I thought they looked nice. I wouldn't pay the sticker for them,
Yeah,
but
they're a little
if they
pricey.
were a giveaway on the Parks podcast, absolutely. TSA officers to begin wearing face masks at the U.S. airports. I just caught your face. It's on a delay.
This is like, duh.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to wear it, you should be wearing it. Isn't that the... This... And considering how many TSA people got infected...
Yeah, that's like releasing an announcement. Healthcare workers to begin wearing masks at all U.S. hospitals.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Well, thanks for that update. Like, why not before? Yeah. When I read this, I shook my head, and I was hoping to God they'd already been doing it, and they were smarter than that.
Yeah, they weren't, unfortunately.
Van Eaton Gallery's auction includes Disney parks and movie memorabilia. What do you know about this, Mr.
Yeah,
Casco?
so the Van Eaton Galleries do a couple of auctions a year that is specifically Disney merch, and they have a lot of very cool things from Disney parks and movies this year, or at least this go-round. So
are we talking like stuff that MPH would go and buy, or are we talking
Yes.
things that you and I could go and buy?
No.
Oh, okay.
NPH, or there are some cheaper things that
Okay.
piddly little people can afford too. But yeah, this is, I mean, like he got, Haunted Mansion original art, from the stretching room that he's got. Nice.
He's got an insane collection. When he dies, it will be
Stamos
the
has got a
greatest
good collection too.
That's what I heard. Somebody had told me that Stamos has some stuff too, but NPH, always does a processional. Like he's connected with Disney. He gets into pre-ride events. I'm sure whatever he wants at this point, he can either name his price or he gets it before it goes anywhere. One or the other.
Stamos collects ride vehicles. First of all,
does he have a rocket from Space Mountain?
I think he does. First of all, maybe not Space Mountain, maybe the Astro Jets. Anyway, he's got the original Disneyland sign.
Like, what was it, hanging over the board?
No, it's like it was a big thing that went in the ground, and he's got that in his backyard. The original Disneyland sign from 1955. He's got a teacup, I think. He's got a Mr. Toad's ride attraction vehicle.
He's got Mr. Toad's vehicle?
Yeah. He's got a very good collection too. He's not slumming it either.
Does he have a rocket rod?
I don't know what he's got. I haven't been to his house lately. Anyway, go check out Van Eaton Gallery. There's a lot of things, and it's an online auction. You don't have to be there, obviously. You can bid for things online, and you can put like, if it says $25, you can say I'll pay up to whatever, $100, and your bid will keep going until it's like eBay, but with Disney, really cool Disney stuff, and it's coming from a reputable gallery. It's not eBay. Somebody's checked it out, vetted it, made sure it was real or authentic. And there's some weird...
Not Barefoot Allen's Auctions?
No. There's some interesting things. If you're a Disney collector, the other place I will tell you to go look, his stuff is a little on the pricey side. There's a guy called Phil Sears, like the store, Sears, and he's got a lot of very interesting things. I bought some things off of him. He helped Diane Miller source things for the Walt Disney Family Museum. So when the Disney family was trying to find things for that museum, Phil Sears helped her source stuff for that museum. And speaking of that museum, I would tell you to go check them out because they have a lot of now free online Zoom virtual content. Like they're going to have Paige O'Hare, they're going to have some animators, some special effects people from some Disney movies, and those are just free. You just have to register for them. And then there are, I think there's only one, maybe two upcoming events that are a little bit more. And what I mean by a little bit more is that a little bit more substance, and unfortunately, you'll have to pay for those. Those are not free. But they have about 5 things, I think, right now that are completely free. So if you're looking to kill an hour or two online in a Zoom conference with Paige O'Hare,
Why not?
How bad could that be? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
So
it's
check
too
that
bad
out.
it's not here. I mean, I understand why it's not here.
Yeah.
But if it was in our backyard, it's definitely one of those must visits. When I'm out in California, I'm never there for long enough to go check it out. I mean, hopefully one day, right?
Yeah. You should go. I gotta go too. I haven't been in there either. So.
Well.
All right, that's it, kids. That's all we got. Anything else, Mr. Edward?
I got nothing. Looking forward to the Springs opening. What is it, next Wednesday?
Correct.
It's opening. So looking forward to that. But until then, slaving away.
Get your mask. Get your lubricant. We're hitting the Springs.
Get your mask, get your lubricant. We're heading for the Springs. That's a T-shirt, if I've ever heard a T-shirt.
Oh, gosh. All right, kids. Thanks for joining. We'll see you at the Springs. All right.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.